heard us. Hey guys, welcome back to the stream. Sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties. Looks like everything is working now. What I was in the middle of saying was that I'm your host, Jeb. I'm joined by Smee the Tree, who is filling in for our producer,
what's up,
who
guys?
I am very much missing right now because our camera just went out and we all had to figure out what in the world's going on. I'm also joined by definitely not High Zach, who you guys said looks like a character from Tiger King. What's up? Guys, by the way, we're going to have cameras on these lovely gentlemen pretty soon, but the switcher, unfortunately, is in the mail. So, if you want cameras on these other people, call UPS and tell them to deliver us our freaking hardware. You know, just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yep,
we're going to be doing some technical analysis on Bitcoin today, and we're also going to be talking about Cardano. I know you guys are super hype about Cardano, sitting just below its all-time high figure. I even gave you some trade setups yesterday, and we're going to be talking about how those went. Give me a 1 in chat if you are excited. Again, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, but we are going to power on through. The show must go on. Shout out to, let's see who was first. Mr. Fektik, again, was number one. He was first again. Let's go ahead and enjoy chat for a couple of minutes. We are going to just kind of get comfortable here. We're going to get all used to the stream. Then we're going to jump straight on into some technical analysis. How are you guys doing?
Great, great.
Doing good?
Very good, very good.
How you doing, Zach? Zach is a guest on the stream because almost my entire staff is out sick right now.
Yeah, it's not great. Not a great situation to be in, guys.
Nope. One of the president of our company has vertigo, like really bad vertigo.
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah,
Alfred Hitchcock.
great YouTuber. Vertigo's a great Rust YouTuber. In case any of you guys watch Rust, great guy. The tree costume arrived. Where's the tree costume, Smay?
It's definitely in the mail,
The tree
guys.
costume's in the mail.
It is with the switcher, let's be honest.
Yes, it is. It's with the switcher.
in limbo right now, guys.
It is with the switcher. Okay, so Zach, give us the update. Give us the rundown. How's everything going? How was making the amazing thumbnail this morning?
Amazing thumbnail? Oh, am I on? Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, Smay, you gotta unmute him.
Hey, what's up, guys?
There we go.
Hey, so thumbnail, great. If y'all like John Wick.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I take credit for that idea. That was my idea.
Smay always has the best thumbnail ideas. He's always the guy that is giving us great thumbnails. No! We're frozen again. Zach. Why are we getting Okay, guys, I am going to make you a promise really quickly. This is going to be fixed by next time, but we are not cutting the stream this time. We're going to see if we can't fix it, and we are going to make sure to do most of our technical analysis in the chart. So bear with me, guys. I apologize. Yes, it's still frozen.
We're just gonna go with it,
I think
guys.
it's the cable. See if you can just unplug the cable real quick and put it back in. There we go. Let's see if this fixes it. Whoa, hey, oh, hey, that fixed it. Okay,
So it's the cord.
yes, so it's the cord. So, Smay, just while we're live today, just keep a very close eye on the cable and make sure that, sorry.
I'm gonna sit right here.
Yeah, you know what? Just move your chair over there. Yeah. Okay. Well, technical difficulties. This is how it goes setting up a new show when we have no idea what we're doing. Guys,
It'd be like that.
it do be like that. Guys, we're going to go ahead and jump onto some Bitcoin technical analysis so as not to waste any more of your time because there is quite a bit that we want to talk about here, and we're also going to be jumping straight on to some Cardano technical analysis a little bit later. Like I said, Smay, keep us updated in case anything happens to the camera, but we are going to power on. Give me a 1 in chat if you are ready, excited, and prepared for some Cardano and Bitcoin TA. We're also going to be doing some user-suggested altcoin analysis later on in the stream.
Yes, sir.
But I want to start with Bitcoin. Guys, let's look at CoinMarketCap, and we're going to see that the majority of the cryptocurrencies are up today. Bitcoin is up 2%, Ethereum is up 3%. Cardano, funnily enough, is actually down today, but it's also up 30% over the last 7 days. Binance Coin is up, sitting at number 4. XRP has been dropping consistently out of the top 3 for the last several weeks. It's down to number 7, hemorrhaging market capitalization. Speaking of market capitalization, Bitcoin's market cap is sitting at 60.5%, Ethereum's at 12, and that looks pretty good. Just making sure the camera's still working. Let's make sure we're good. We're good. Perfect. Awesome, guys. We're going to go ahead and jump onto the Bitcoin chart. Like I said, give me a 1 in chat if you are ready for that, and we will go ahead and get started. This is the chart that we are looking at, but this is the chart that we are going to start with, so let's go ahead and clear it out. What we're going to do is some blank-to-bank technical analysis. Guys, this is the type of technical analysis where we do where we go all the way from having a completely blank chart, and then we move all the way up until having a completely analyzed chart. So like I said, sorry about the video issues, but we're working on getting that fixed at the time of recording this stream. The very first thing we need to do, guys, is we need to go ahead and chart out our support levels and our resistance levels. We need to figure out where Bitcoin has support levels and resistance levels. The very first one that we want to look at is sitting right up here at $58,000, obviously. The next one I want to show you guys is actually down around $42,000, and that's a level that we pulled down to very recently. Going to go ahead and draw that right there, and we're going to change it to the color of blue for support. We're also going to go ahead and put one down here at $41,000 really quickly, and we're going to show you these support zones. Hopefully you guys are able to see the chart and you are able to follow along. We're also going to look right here. We have this zone of support, and we're going to draw another zone, another level of support at $43,000, which represents a bottom that we set relatively recently. You guys can see that just a couple of days ago, we pulled all the way down right here to $43,000. The next levels of support and resistance that we need to look at are as follows. They are trend lines. We find a support level right here, and we also find a resistance level right here. You'll notice we broke bullish out of this. We talked about this in yesterday's live stream. We talked about how Bitcoin broke bullish out of this descending wedge. The last level I want to show you is at $50,000 flat, and it is a major level of resistance that Bitcoin is going to need to get through. You guys will notice that we actually pulled all the way up to it just recently, and that is where we're sitting, just under $50,000. We're going to talk about all that and more, but I want to go back to full screen and discuss a little bit. What do you guys think is going to happen? I'd love to hear your take on where you think we're going, Smay.
Yeah, in terms of Cardano? Sorry, I was fixing the camera. So
yeah,
I was
no, because Smay was
Yeah.
in the process of fixing the camera. We're talking about Bitcoin right now.
Bitcoin,
So,
okay.
yeah, so
Okay.
what do you think?
In terms of like short term or long term, I think
Probably in the next few days.
In the next few days, I actually do feel like, and this is just my personal take, I do believe that we're probably gonna. I think this downtrend is probably gonna come to the end relatively soon.
Okay.
I think as we see more people getting their tax returns, more people getting their stimulus checks.
That's a really
soon,
good point.
I think this is kind of one of those. That correction, it's kind of starting to lose steam. We're kind of like now floating around that higher range of 40.
Right.
I do kind of think that we're probably, once people get some more cash in their hands, we're probably going to see maybe more of a rally from here. And who knows, we might go back into another correction. But I think in terms of short term, we're probably going to see that rally come back and get some steam and the buying pressure again.
Yeah, I think those are some really good points, guys. So I want to reiterate a couple of the things he said, because one of those things is really, really important. The fact that tax season is going on right now, business tax returns are due in 13 days, I know, because we're preparing ours, and personal returns are due in just over a month on April 15th in America and in most of the first world. That means that a lot of people are saving up their money, making sure that they're able to pay any back taxes if they owe for the previous year, and at the same time, it means that people haven't had that tax return come in. Most people overpay on their taxes every single year so as not to have to owe the IRS or whatever tax collection agency operates in your country money at the end of the fiscal year. So whenever the end comes and the tax returns come, then a lot of people get money back, and then they're able to go and invest that. That's what a lot of people do, is they use their tax return money to invest in the market. That's why you typically see markets jump around the end of April, is because a lot of the retail investors, a lot of the people like you and me, they're just sitting down here on the ground floor, we get some tax return money, and we're able to go and invest that. That's really important. It's something you definitely want to take into consideration. Another thing you want to take into consideration is that Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrency markets, many of the stocks, the major stock market, a lot of those markets suffer in quarter one. We're in quarter one right now. That's January, February, March. It's the first quarter of the year. It's hard for markets to rally during this year. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the market is mostly driven by retail investors and also, to a certain extent, by the institutions, but mostly by the retail. Guess what everybody did in quarter four? That's October, November, and December of every single year. They're spending, on the retail side, a ton of money, pumping money into buying stuff for their friends and their family and their communities around Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas, and even New Year's. Everybody's spending a ton of money, so they don't want to spend much money in quarter one, so they hold on to that money really tightly. And then on the flip side, the institutions and the companies, they spend a lot of money on advertising. They spend a lot of money pushing those products. They realize that the retail investors are going to buy a lot of their products in quarter four, so they spend a lot of money on advertising and upgrading their systems and their processes on a business development side in quarter four. What that all translates to is that spending goes down in quarter one. So it actually makes a lot of sense that Bitcoin's gone into a downtrend. The other thing I want to touch on is what he said about this rally potentially ending. Looks like the camera froze again, guys, just so you know. We're going to jump back to the chart here, though, so it doesn't really matter. The other thing I want to show you guys is the fact that Bitcoin has had a pretty strong rally over the course of the last several days. Over the last 2 days, in fact, Bitcoin is up 13.5%. And generally speaking, guys, what you see happen when a market goes into a rally or a correction is that you will see that market, when it reverses, start to change directions and go through a period of sideways trading. So notice right here, this market is moving to the upside. Right here, this market is moving to the downside. Right here, this market is moving sideways. You see that happen quite a lot in markets. You see the market will have to take some time to gradually reverse. Sometimes you just see a V-top like this, but you could also argue, look up here, we saw that Bitcoin traded sideways for 2 or 3 days. This is the transition period between bullish movement and bearish movement, and we're actually seeing something similar happen on Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin seems to be moving sideways rather than down. If we were to just kind of simplify what this market looks like, we have a downtrend right here and sideways movement right here. We have a decision point then. As we talked about in yesterday's live stream, we have to decide whether or not Bitcoin is going into a big rally or if Bitcoin is going to have a correction. Again, sorry about the camera, guys. Hopefully you're able to follow everything from my voice and the chart. Bitcoin's trading sideways. Bitcoin is at a crossroads. Bitcoin either needs to break above $50,000, and more specifically, it needs to break above $52,000 for it to go into a new uptrend, or if Bitcoin continues to move to the downside, there is a very strong chance that it will pull back here to $42,000, $43,000. What we're looking at on Bitcoin right now is what we call in technical analysis a decision point. This is a point on the market where Bitcoin has to make a decision. Bitcoin has to decide if it's going to rally or if it's going to correct. And guys, I also want to elaborate on that whole concept of decision points, because there's a lot of people that get confused when I say Bitcoin has to decide something. When I say that Bitcoin has to decide something, I'm saying that Bitcoin has to choose which direction it's going. You might be like, Jeb, what do you mean Bitcoin has to choose which direction it's going? It's an inanimate object operating on the internet. It's not a person. I personalize and personify Bitcoin for a very important reason. It's because if you guys are in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, you will know that there's a video over here called Mass Psychology. The markets are the manifestation of the machinations of the traders. We're going back to the old school days before we did a face reveal real quick, guys. They're working on fixing the camera. I promise everything we're saying, you should be able to get the point even without the face cam. However, what I'm talking about is that when we talk about the market in terms of mass psychology, we are talking about the market in terms of how people are thinking about the market. The way the traders are operating in this market is very important, because the way the traders think, the way the investors think, is going to dictate the way the market moves. I hope you get that, guys. Whenever Bitcoin makes a movement, it's making a movement because of what people are thinking. If people are thinking, oh, Bitcoin's really bullish, Bitcoin's really hype. What's that?
Do we have another one of these?
I don't know. You can try and go and find one. Looks like we're having an issue with the cable, guys. I'm going to check something really quickly.
I'm going to go ahead and go search for another one.
Go ahead. I'm going to check and make sure it's clear on my side. Yeah, it's clear on my side, so it's on you guys' side. Anyway, what I was saying, guys, sorry about that, is that when Bitcoin goes into a decision point like this, you have to pay attention to what the traders are thinking. That's why mass psychology is so important. And in fact, because of that, we're going to look at Google Trends really quickly. I want to show you what people are thinking on Bitcoin. How is Bitcoin being searched over on Google is a very good indicator of what people think about the market. Even though we've been in a downtrend for the last 10 days or so, the overall search volume on Bitcoin is still very, very high. In fact, it's sitting at a high that's even lower than the 2016-17 high when Bitcoin rallied all the way to $20,000. There was more search interest on Bitcoin over there than there is here, despite Bitcoin being in a downtrend and still trading twice as high as we saw during the 2017 bull market. We're trading at $48,000. $20,000 is our previous all-time high figure. So the fact of the matter is that Bitcoin has very strong mass psychology. People are very interested in this space. People are very bullish on this space. And that, my friends, is a very, very good thing. Did you find another cable, Smay? No? Okay. Well, we're going to keep going. If you guys want, you can just go. You can just. Do you think you're going to be able to fix it? Is it something that? What's going on? Let's see.
It's definitely the cable.
Can I see the end of it real quick?
Yeah.
Let me see. What's wrong with it?
I don't know. It's just not working.
Strange. Okay. Well. We just have a green screen there. That's really funny. Hey, look at me. We're green. We're green. That's so funny.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can fix it. Here, put it on here real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to see if there's anything we can do on our end, and if there's not, there's not, and we'll just keep going, and we'll figure it out after the stream. All right. Go ahead and plug it in real quick.
If this doesn't work, go ahead and if you can go on OBS and just turn off your cam so they can just
Yeah.
see the chart.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Give us 1 second, guys. We're going to make sure this gets fixed. Apologies. Uno momento. I did that. I'm resetting the camera to see if it does anything. Doesn't look like. Oh. We're back. What? We're here, I think. What in the world? Why is the camera so small? Hi. It's in a different aspect ratio. What is going on?
I don't even understand. It's definitely the cord.
What? Hi, guys. How you doing?
Hi, guys. Tiny Jeb.
Squished Jeb. I'm small. Look, I'm small. I've been squished. I don't know why I'm so small. What do you want to do, Smite? What do you think?
I think we just give up on the cam for today and
Okay.
fix it in time for tomorrow.
Oh, it died anyway. Okay, we're going to give up on the camera like he said. I'm going to go ahead and kill all of these elements, and we're going to go straight to... Nope, we need that. That's pretty important. We're going to kill that. We're going to kill that. And we are going to go ahead and do some more charting. Unfortunately, guys, I will not be able to read chat. If you give me just a second, I will try and find my phone, and I will read it on my phone, and then we're going to continue, guys. It's going to be a good stream. We have a lot of great information to give you, but unfortunately, we're going to have to kill the camera and fix that a little bit later. You get a freaking $5,000 camera, and you expect it's going to work, but I guess not.
I'm sorry about that, guys. We're trying to fix it behind the scenes. It looks like our cable broke, so
yeah,
we're going to have to figure all that in time for tomorrow. Just so I guess for the rest of the stream, you're just going to hear our voices and look at a chart.
Yeah.
So
well, that's okay.
that's how it be.
That
you don't get to
is-
see Jeb's pretty face.
That is a-okay. They, I'm sure, are happy with the not having to see my
No,
ugly
no,
mug
no,
anymore.
no.
The sad thing is you guys don't get to see the coffee that I'm drinking. Let's see.
Yeah. You can hear it, though.
You can hear it. It tastes amazing. Blip. All right. So what we were talking about is decision points in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. This really is like the old days before I had a camera on, man. I don't have to look at OBS. I can just look at the chart. This is like how it used to be like 2 years ago.
Classic.
Give me a 1 in chat if you guys have been here since before the face reveal back on November 16, 2017. Or November 16, 2019. Do you find the cable? No, I wasn't able to find the cable. What cable is that? Talk about it later. Anywho. Guys, we were talking about decision points on Bitcoin, and I think it's very important that you understand the mass psychology of this market. We were talking about how Bitcoin has quite a lot of search interest, and that very well may lead us out of this correction. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this, and then we're going to move on. Bitcoin needs to rally above $50,000 and quite a bit more, and in doing so, we need to see high volume, which we do not see right now, and if Bitcoin is capable of doing that, then Bitcoin will likely go into a new uptrend. Notice this high right here. It's sitting at $52,200. We especially need to break this high, because what are downtrends defined as? They're defined as lower highs and lower lows. Even though Bitcoin is in a rally over the last 48 hours, we are in a downtrend because of that. So if Bitcoin wants to go into a new uptrend, we have to get above this level. If it goes into a downtrend, we have to get below this level. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, which I understand there's been technical difficulties, smash the like button, guys. I really appreciate all the support we got on yesterday's stream, and I really appreciate you guys bearing with us during this live stream. It is very much appreciated, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's see if we can get to 500 likes. How many likes are we at so far, Smay?
We are at 169.
We're at 169.
We can do a lot better.
We can
than
do a
that,
lot
guys.
better than that, guys.
Hey,
Come on.
Like if you want, like for the sake of the camera.
Like
in
for the
honor
sake of the camera. And give me a like for our awesome team here, guys. I promise it has absolutely nothing to do with them. The camera is literally being strange. Our other camera got broken earlier. Not like seriously broken, but one of the ports got messed up, so we had to switch cameras. We are going to make sure this is all figured out and rectified for tomorrow's stream. But I think we need to go ahead and move on to Cardano, because that is what people tuned in for. Isn't that right? Let's go ahead and look at some of the technical analysis we did yesterday on Cardano. You can see I have a ton of trend lines here. None of these are going to be terribly important for what we're talking about right now, but I do want to zoom in down to the hourly chart and show you something. I showed you guys 2 different trades that you can make yesterday on Cardano. I showed you a long trade where you could enter right here around $1.31 and then have some stop losses and exits, up there. And then we saw this happen. This is actually very important. What we saw here was a fake bullish breakout. It looked like Bitcoin, it looked like Cardano was going to break bullish. It looked like Cardano was going to go on a rally. It looked like Cardano was going to move to the upside. However, it did not do that. Instead, right around the time you would have entered, you would have actually gotten stopped out. This is something that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the importance of stop losses, and I want to talk about how you actually ladder out of a trade. Once you enter a trade, you need to be paying very close attention to how your stop losses are doing and how your exits are doing. Guys, when I showed you this yesterday, I should have told you this. I've said this in many videos, but I didn't say it in yesterday's stream, and I do apologize for that. Cardano had a price target up here of around $1.48. However, whenever you're in a trade, there are 2 things you need to keep in mind. Number 1, you absolutely must be watching your trade. Do not rely on trade automation like stop losses and price targets. Just don't do it. Do not rely on automatic entries and automatic exits. Don't do it. You need to be actively watching your trades. If you're in a trade and there's any chance of you getting hitting your stop loss or the market having some massive movement that's going to screw you up, you have to watch it live. That's why people do day trading and they sit at their computer for 8 hours a day, because they are watching the trades live. You need to use wisdom. This is why we talk about wisdom so much in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy and on this channel. Isn't that something I talk about a lot, guys?
Yes.
I talk a lot about your mindset. It's very important to look at your mindset, and how you look at the market. How you trade is going to be dictated by how you think. You guys may have heard the concept that politics is downstream from culture. In the same way, your profits are downstream from your mindset in the cryptocurrency market. So whenever you're making trades like this, you need to be wise with how you approach these trades, and you need to be wise with how you exit them. That comes from education and experience, and that's not something I can teach you in 5 minutes, so I'm just going to leave it at that. However, one thing you could also see is that the short trade here looks like it may have been a little bit better, actually. The fact of the matter is Cardano actually did something that we like to call a continuation instead of a proper breakout. We had a false breakout here, which happens quite a lot on markets, but what we really did is we redefined our uptrends and our downtrends just like this. And Cardano is likely to have another big breakout here in the next couple of days. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull these in and put them down on the candle bodies for the hourly chart. Guys, I'm going to throw it back to chat really quickly. What's going on in chat, Smay? Any good questions that we can answer?
Yeah, just some suggestions for some TA they want to see, Polkadot and so on. Yeah, so also I did see somebody say, they were talking about how they're like, oh, you gave a wrong prediction or something, whatever. And then Tristan Estridge, I want to give him credit.
Okay.
He talked about how, hey, it's funny that when people say that, because the fact of the matter is, a prediction, it doesn't mean it's going to be correct.
Yeah.
A prediction is you're interpreting the information you have.
Yep.
And from there, you make a prediction or a decision of where you think, based off the information you have, where it's going to go. And if that information change, then your prediction will change, because you can't absolutely know what's going to happen. But you can look at the information and say, okay, this is where it's been. This is what this information hints at. So this is where my prediction is. That doesn't mean we're giving you a definite price. That's where it's going to be.
And that's something that we talk about in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, is how cryptocurrency is a game of statistics and probabilities. Guys, whenever the weatherman says that it's going to snow on Thursday and there's a 40% chance of snow, he's doing the exact same thing that we're doing with technical analysis. He's looking at the metrics that he has and making the best guess that he can. Guys, technical analysis is not a matter of saying this is going to happen and 100% of the times it's going to happen. By the way, your technical analysis can be perfect. It can follow the textbook exactly. But at the end of the day, there are many things that affect the market. There are whales, there is adoption, there is hype, there is fundamentals, there is blockchain development, there is regulation and clarity of that regulation. There are all kinds of things that affect the price. The weather could affect the price. It could make everybody be in a bad mood and make them all pessimistic, so they go into short trades. Like, there's so many things going into the way the chart moves. I need you to understand, guys, that whenever a prediction doesn't come true, it's not necessarily that the technical analysis for the prediction was wrong. That's why when we make a prediction, we make it very clear that we're going to say there's a 70% chance it's going to break to the upside. There's a 30% chance it's going to trade sideways. It's a 65% chance it's going to do X, Y, or Z. We use percentages in the same way meteorologists use percentages for rain or snow or sleet or hail or sun and cloudy. We do that because we cannot predict anything with certainty. Anyone who says this is what will happen in a market, and they say it with confidence, and they say this is just the way it's going to be, they're being prideful, they're being arrogant, and they are being unwise. That's why whenever we make predictions, we say, hey, this is a prediction. This is what we think is going to happen. This is what the chart says is going to happen. That doesn't guarantee that it's going to happen. And guys, that is why I hammer this mindset stuff. That's why I hammer this wisdom stuff. That's why I hammer all these entrepreneurial concepts like humility. You might not think of humility being an entrepreneurial concept. You might think, oh, that's just something that Bible-thumping Christians talk about. That's something that, weird people talk about. Humility is actually the gate and key to wisdom. Let me say that again. Wisdom has to be unlocked through humility. God, I'm sure you guys can tell the stream how much I talk about this. Humility is our #1 core value here at this company. You want to unmute Zach real quick? I think he has something to say.
Oh, no, I just thought, Jeb, as our boss and as the person that runs this business, we see it every day. Every day he can come and be like, hey, do this, guys. Do this. Hey, I don't have time for this. You figure it out. But every time he comes in, he's like, hey, okay, I'm going to take a break. Tell me what's going on with our business. Tell me what's going on. He has his hands in everything. And sometimes that's too much, but most times it's his humility that runs this business to the point where we have it now. And you guys see how much things have changed. You see how dynamic the show has gotten. And it's because his humble heart towards this business and to run everything smoothly and to take care of his employees.
Humility is so very important, guys, and I often say that our number one priority is our people. I used to say our number one product is our people, but that sounds like like the Atlantic slave trade or something. We're talking about priorities. My number one priority as a leader, I hate the word boss, by the way. That's why I stopped showing that boss lady mug on stream, because as someone said on Twitter yesterday, a boss says go, a leader says let's go. That's the difference between a boss and a leader. You need to be a leader of your peers, but you also need to be a leader in your development of your understanding of blockchain and cryptocurrency if you're going to be profitable in this market. The only way that you will ever unlock your true potential in cryptocurrency markets is understanding how important humility is, because when you get wrecked in a trade, I guarantee you, I can't guarantee you what the market's going to do, but I can guarantee you this, it is because you didn't do something right. If you get wrecked in I'm not saying you lose a trade. You're going to lose trades. I'm saying if you get liquidated, if you lose 100%, you're not using stop losses, you're doing something wrong, I can promise you guys that it's because you did something wrong. There's a concept called extreme ownership that Jocko Willink talks about. He's a 20-year Navy SEAL, and he learned this concept when on the battlefield, one of his people was KIA because of a mistake that was made in his platoon. It wasn't actually necessarily his fault, but the fact of the matter is he was the commander on the battlefield. He had to take responsibility of that. He had to take extreme ownership of that, and to do so requires humility. So guys, when you are trading and when you are investing in cryptocurrency markets, I need you to internalize just how important the concept of humility really is. We're going to continue talking about Cardano here, but I want to throw it back to chat. Any major good questions we have? And by the way, I do apologize for the technical difficulties we've been having with the camera. If you are still enjoying the live stream and the show, consider liking the video. It really helps out the channel. And also subscribe if you haven't already. The reason that we make content here every day is because we strongly believe as a team in the value and the power of financial freedom. If you are interested in becoming financially free, that is our entire mission here as a channel, is to give you the tools and the concepts and the mindset and the skills that you need to achieve financial freedom. I can't give you financial freedom, but I can help you unlock the tools that you need to do so. So let's see what's chat saying.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Chad, they're fun guys, fun talking about the technical difficulties, whatever. So I'm not seeing very many questions. Just a lot of people asking, they want to see their altcoins and so on. A lot of people are definitely resonating with what you said about being a servant leader, and I just want
a servant. Let me just stop you right there. The word servant leader. That's the point I'm making, because the whole you have to extrapolate concepts out of humility and out of core values so that they're actually applicable. Humility is not necessarily a verb. It's more of an adjective. I don't know. I'd failed English class. The point of the matter is that it's not something that's very actionable. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, hey, be more humble. You can, however, walk up to someone and say, hey, I need you to be a servant of people so that they will serve you. I used this example earlier. I talked about how in a business it's very similar to a marriage. How many marriages have you seen where both sides are in it for themselves and they're not serving the other person? Like Smay, you said earlier, that's the 50% of marriages that end in divorce, is when people aren't serving each other. But when they serve each other, then the fruit comes. So anyway, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Like I just think that with what Zach was saying, it's very true, and we don't say this we don't just say things to say things, guys. We are not that kind. We are not this kind of people. We're not gonna hype up Jeb just to make him look better. So this is one of the things that we genuinely that is our core principle. That's what we try to live out every day. So it's one of those things that we really do believe it, and we believe that is key to being successful in any kind of field you want to go into. For sure.
And that's one of the things that makes us different as a YouTube channel, by the way, guys, is that we put humility as our number one core value. And quite frankly, that's not something that you see a lot of in the cryptocurrency space. I'm going to leave it at that, but that is something that I think the entire crypto space can work on. And that's something that we as an organization and we as a YouTube channel are fighting to change, because I want to see a lot more humility in cryptocurrency. We are out here to make a lot of money. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but the way we use that is very important. So anyway, we are going to continue on with some Cardano technical analysis. As you guys know, Cardano is in a consolidation pattern, and I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple more trade setups. If Cardano breaks out, then you have entry prices around $1.20 for a short trade or $1.30 for a long trade. I'm going to leave it at that. Guys, I don't like giving you trade setups, and I don't encourage you to go looking for trade setups. I use them to teach how to do trade setups. I want you guys to be able to come up with this on your own, because if you have to come to our channel or Carl's channel or BitBoy's channel or Alessio's channel or whoever's channel for trade setups, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because you need to know how to do that on your own. You don't let let other people wipe your butt for you, do you? I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. It's none of my business. But there are some things that you need to do yourself because you can only trust yourself with doing them. Trade setups are a good example of that. So as far as how Cardano is doing, guys, Cardano as a chart actually looks pretty healthy. We have rallied quite a bit, and we are down 2% over the last 24 hours. But at the end of the day, if you look at the chart, Cardano appears to be going into this stair-step pattern right here, as you can see, and it seems to be relatively healthy. If we zoom out to the daily chart, we can also see the MACD and the RSI, and we can perhaps get some information out of them. The RSI is sitting around 72 on Cardano and seems to be pulling to the downside, and we also see that there's a downtrend on RSI right here. This is actually a good thing for Cardano. Guys, Cardano has outperformed every single other cryptocurrency in the top 10 over the last 7 days. If we look here, Cardano has rallied 28%. There is not another top 10 altcoin that has rallied more than that. I take that back. Binance Coin's rallied 11.5%, but it's nowhere near as much as Cardano has in the last 24 hours. Cardano has been doing exceptionally well. So the fact of the matter is that when it goes into a correction, that's not something to be scared of. In fact, that's something to be happy about because it gives you opportunities to buy more Cardano. It gives you opportunities to get into this project. And Smay, you're a big fan of Cardano, so I want to hear you talk about Cardano a little bit because you were going on. Guys, yesterday, I just want to tell you a funny story. Yesterday, Smay was going off about something, and he was just like up on his high horse, he's like, yeah, he's so passionate about that. And I wrote soap on a box, handed it to him. That was funny. That was funny.
So now, guys, Look, I am like Cardano's #1 fan. I'll tell you this, dude.
Yep.
I have a poster of Charles Hoskinson on my wall.
Do you really?
No, that's not true.
I was about to say.
I was gonna say, guys, literally. So the fundamentals on this project are so good that I encourage you guys that please look into what's happening with Cardano. They recently I'm pretty sure they dropped it yesterday. Was the hard fork called Mary.
Mary. Yep.
And in that, it's building foundations in a way that this is stuff that Ethereum can already do, right? But they're building it with concrete. They're building it in a way that it's more sustainable, it's working better. Because the fact is Ethereum's great and Ethereum's the #1, that's where people are going to for decentralized finance and applications and such. But I feel like Cardano is doing it in a way that they're taking their time, they're making sure it's built right the first time. So where they don't have to rely on reinventing it every so often.
And that's really important. That's something that I talk about a lot here with our team is I talk about building with concrete and not duct tape. Because a lot of times in business, you'll just look for patchwork solutions oh, here's a patchwork solution for this. Here's a Band-Aid solution for this. Here's a duct tape solution with this. I don't want to hobble things together in this business. We're trying to build an empire here because it is our dream to provide as many of you guys with financial freedom as possible. So subscribe to the channel. Simple, right? Got it? Good. Okay, awesome. In this company, I talk about building with concrete. He's talking about how Cardano is building with concrete. When we say building with concrete, we're saying build it the right way the first time, even if it takes longer. You were talking about that earlier with some of Cardano's projects and how they're rolling things out slowly because they're trying to build it correctly. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so for instance, and guys, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I read very briefly into this, but in the terms of Mary, the new improvement that this hard fork implements is that they're able to now build, tokens and so on that are living natively on Cardano's blockchain and so on.
Someone said need duct tape for your cable.
You're not wrong,
That's
guys.
True.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
But in that, we're talking the fact of the matter is this is stuff that Ethereum's already doing. So we're seeing that they're doing it in a way that they're taking their time and building it out and making it work very well. And in that the overall, because we talked about yesterday how in terms of price, right? Cardano doesn't have the ability, or it does, but it's just very unlikely that it's going to reach $1,000 or something like where Ethereum's at, just because of the nature of what Cardano is. With that being said, Cardano's value can reach that. It just wouldn't, in terms of price, it's not going to be worth a lot. In terms of application, though, it'll be in the future. I feel like it's going to be very vital
to elaborate on that. The reason that a lot of people are very. I saw a comment yesterday. Someone said that if they get 3 Cardano, they'll be able to retire.
Yeah, no,
that's not going to happen. You might be able to buy a nice watch. The fact of the matter is, guys, you can see on our screen over here, there's 31 billion Cardano in existence compared to 18 million Bitcoin. Just to make that a little easier to internalize, if there were 18 Bitcoin in existence, there are 3,100 Cardano in existence. That's like the size of your hot tub versus an Olympic-sized swimming pool, guys. there's a big difference in circulating supply. So Cardano is not going to go to $1,000. If you run the numbers, that would mean it would need to be a $31 trillion market capitalization. Unless something crazy happens to the US dollar, that's just not going to happen. I hope you understand the real estate market of the entire planet is like $100 trillion. That's a lot of money. It's not going to go to $1,000. I can almost promise you that. Maybe 20 years from now, I mean, we can't predict for forever. Like I said earlier, if anybody speaks with absolute certainties on things like this, they're just being unwise. So I'm not saying it's completely impossible. I'm saying it is very much improbable. However, Cardano could easily go to $30, $40, $50 if it continues to develop and reach mass adoption, as we hope it will.
I mean, technically, it could potentially hit those high numbers, but not because it's going to go up in that high in value. Probably just because our dollar is going to be less valuable.
Yep, and also, by the way, a couple people are tuning in and they're wondering why they don't see us. We were having some technical difficulties with our camera earlier, guys. We are going to try everything that we can to have that fixed for tomorrow's live stream. We do apologize. We are going to be working on fixing that. And also, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. It's totally free, doesn't cost you a thing, and we are committed here to helping you guys reach financial freedom. That is our goal. Teaching you technical analysis, teaching you how to work in these markets, how to trade and profit in them so that you can use them to your advantage and become financially free through them. If that's a mission that you can get behind, don't let our technical difficulties stop you. Hit that subscribe button. We have gigantic ambitions for helping you guys. It's our mission to provide value and serve you humbly. That is why we are here.
So I would say if you wanted to quickly go over how the market cap works real quick, just to explain to some people that didn't hear it yesterday.
Sure. So guys, I'm actually going to go ahead and bring up I'm going to go ahead and go to Be Right Back real quick so that I can bring this up and not show stuff on screen that is company property. Let me go ahead and grab a text document real quick. I'm going to bring a text document up, guys, and we are going to talk about this. Boom. Here's a text document. That's not the screen I was looking for. Look at that. That's the screen we're supposed to go to, but that's the screen that's broken. So, guys, we have a text document right here. Let's go ahead and do some math. So, there's 18 million Bitcoin in existence. BTC equation. There is 18 million Bitcoin in existence. We're just going to call it 18. Times the price. Bitcoin is trading at $48,000, right? So, we're going to call that 48. That equals, well, let's look at what the market capitalization on Bitcoin is. This is for the absolute noobs. If you're a noob here, welcome to the space. We love you. We appreciate you coming here. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and explain what this looks like. Notice how we have a $905 billion market cap. So we're going to say that that is 905. So let's check this math. Is 18 times 48 905? It's going to be close. It might be a little bit off, but it's going to be close. 18 times 48 is a swimming pool. No.
Can you make the text document a little bit bigger?
We can do that. Give me 1 second. Math. Excuse me. I'm trying to multiply the 18 times the 48. Can we please do that, sir? Oh my gosh, calculator. Why are you not cooperating? Nothing's cooperating today. I don't know what's going on, guys. 18 times 48 is $864 billion. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if I can, actually. Am I able to do this? Font. Boom. 72. Perfect. Bitcoin equation. It's 18 million Bitcoin. This is the circulating supply. Times $48,000 price equals $905 billion. So, guys, we're working in billions here and millions. We are getting rid of some numbers. 48K. Boom. That's where you get market cap from.
It's not showing on screen.
It's not showing on screen.
You got to bring it down a little bit.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Perfect. Let's see if we can't make this work. Let's go to Format, Font. Bring it down to 36. There we go.
You got to bring the window down.
Yes, I know.
Okay, good.
There we go. Perfect.
Good.
Can we see it now?
Yeah.
I think we can.
We can't see the full thing, but yeah.
We can see it now.
Yeah.
It has an update on your screen. I can tell that you can see it.
Okay, good,
okay, cool.
Good,
so the Bitcoin equation is 18 million Bitcoin is in circulating supply. The price is $48,000. We get $905 billion. Let's look at the Cardano supply. ADA equation. ADA has 3,100 supply because we're comparing 18 million right here to 31 billion right here. This is the supply. The price is what? 0.01, I think. I don't know. What is it? Let's find out. There's so many zeros in there that I'm not even actually sure. Cardano has a price of $1. We're going to do 124, which is the price. Let's go ahead and plug this in. 0.124, I think, equals, let's do 3 1. Nope. 3 1. Oh my gosh, my computer. There we go.
Bonk.
Bonk. Times
Technical difficulties like
0.00124.
crazy today. Oh my gosh.
You're gonna find it's 3.8. Nope, it's supposed to be 1. Let's do that again. This is the circulating supply. This is a terrible example. I'm ruining this. How about that? So we have $38 billion, right? Cool. So if this is the circulating supply, we have one less number there. That equals $38.44 billion. So we have a $904 billion market cap. Now let's just say that Cardano goes to $1. Let's just multiply it by 1. What do we have? We have 31 billion Cardano times 1. Duh. It's 31 trillion because we're multiplying it by that number. We're multiplying it by 1,000. We're adding 3 numbers to it. That's a $31 trillion market capitalization, guys. And that's the point I'm making here, is that Cardano is very unlikely to go to a $31 trillion market cap. All of cryptocurrency is worth $1.5 trillion. So that's the point I was trying to make. I hope that was clear.
Yeah, so that's just like, so that's why when we say that, we're like, okay, Cardano, because in that, we talked about yesterday, not all cryptocurrencies are the same in terms of how they're made. And I think that's kind of a misconception when new people kind of come into the space, especially if you come from the stocks world. Stocks are a lot different because they all operate in the same means of the same kind of rules. Cryptocurrency, they don't. Like, there's certain supplies and it's all that, which can all affect its potential and price. And with this, Cardano is a very valuable project and can have a very high market cap. It could say it matches or even like comes near where Ethereum is at, or if it goes to where potentially at some point where Bitcoin's at. It doesn't mean that you're going to see a $50,000 Cardano because it's all the market capitalization. It's playing by different rules. It has different supply and so on. So saying to invest in Cardano, right? Or saying like, hey, it's still a good investment, right? Because the long term, it's a good project. It's just not one of those like life-changing, if you buy one Cardano, you're going to be rich. You know what I mean? That's just not how that works. And that's why you have to be careful when you're investing in altcoins. You have to keep that in mind. And you have to make sure you look into all the factors, because the reality of the situation is not all coins, just because it's a cheap coin to get now does not mean that eventually you got to it early, it's going to be where Bitcoin is. Bitcoin plays by different rules.
And guys, that's why we stress the importance of educating yourself in cryptocurrency market, because I cannot tell you how many times we see people go and make massive mistakes trading or massive mistakes investing, and they just quite frankly do something really stupid. I'm saying that with all the love. We've all done it. I have made the dumbest mistakes. I have wasted so much money trading crypto. It's just part of it. So don't feel bad when, not if, it happens to you, because it will happen to you. However, with that said, it is our mission as a channel, and it should be your mission as an individual, to focus on educating yourself, because the fact of the matter is, he who is successful focuses on his abilities and is committed to growth. They are growth-oriented. They are trying to become better. If you're working on bettering yourself every single day and not relying on other people, and you are thinking for yourself, you will reap those rewards. So guys, I think we can move on to some altcoin technical analysis. What do you think, Smay?
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple people mention DOT, and I think it's a good transition.
I think so.
Similar, so
I think so. Yes, we can definitely do some Polkadot. We can definitely do some Polkadot technical analysis, not DOT. And by the way, thank you very much to Smee the Tree and definitely not High Zach for helping to moderate and produce the chat. Just so you know, Smee is a tree and Zach is definitely not high. Just so you know, he is absolutely totally sober. By the way, I don't think Zach. I think Zach like hates marijuana, but it's you know, he's not high.
He looks like he loves it. All right.
Like, no joke, he's definitely not high. Guys, we're going to do some technical analysis on Polkadot. If you are excited for that, press 1, let us know in the chat, and smash the like button. We are going to start with some Polkadot technical analysis over on CoinMarketCap. So, I'm actually going to throw back to you really quickly, because I want you to give a little rundown for everybody in the audience. What exactly is Polkadot, and how is it similar to Cardano, and what's the long-term implications of this project?
Yeah, so Polkadot is essentially another one of those decentralized computing platforms, you know, kind of built for like decentralized applications, decentralized finance, and other kind of infrastructural things that you can build off of it in terms of blockchain technology. What makes Polkadot unique is that Polkadot has, you know, there's a lot of little systematic things like parachains and all that stuff that makes it kind of special, but also in that it's right now being used as a foundation for building the Web 3.0, right? So in that, it's very ambitious because, you know, we couldn't say whether it's going to be successful or not, but we can say their goal is to make a completely decentralized internet.
Yep.
Right. And in that, that's very ambitious. And in that, if they are successful,
Yep.
then we're talking a very, very valuable project.
Absolutely.
So I think that I'm personally a big fan of Polkadot. I think it's one of those that, again, is just similar to Cardano, where they're building it right the first time. I mean, not Cardano. Yes, Cardano.
Well, like Cardano.
Like Cardano. They're building it right the first time. And I think in this, there's a lot of cues that Ethereum can now learn from the way Cardano's doing it, the way Polkadot's doing it, for them to improve with Ethereum 2.0. And whatever future upgrades they do to the Ethereum blockchain, they can now take some of these cues and then from there upgrade Ethereum.
That's such a good point, because I think one thing that you have to be careful about in cryptocurrency is that cryptocurrency is business just like anything else. In business, there's competition. There is competition about the development of these blockchains and of the different implications and applications of these blockchains. For a long time, Ethereum was the only decentralized application platform that had any adoption. I mean, we had things like Neo. We had some other big, like Ant shares before. We had a lot of other projects, but none of them held a candle to Ethereum. Nowadays, Polkadot's ranked number 6. Cardano's ranked number 3. Yeah. They have some major competitors, and what that's doing is it's lighting a fire under the people that are invested in Ethereum and the developers of Ethereum. Not only one, giving them ideas of how they can upgrade Ethereum, make Ethereum a better platform, but also 2, giving them competition, saying, hey, I want my Ethereum investments to do well, so what am I going to do? I'm going to make sure Ethereum is the best that it possibly can be. That's the essence of capitalism, and capitalism is helping to develop these projects. With Polkadot helping to build Internet 3.0, if that comes to fruition, that is going to lead to a ridiculously valuable project. We're talking trillions of dollars in market capitalization. You guys realize a large portion of the internet right now is run by something called AWS, which is called Amazon Web Services. People don't realize this. This is one of the biggest sectors of Amazon's businesses. They help to build the internet and the infrastructure that lives on it. We talk a lot about on this channel about infrastructure and how infrastructure is what you should invest in, because at the end of the day, when you build a business on top of something, yes, the business might be valuable, but what's even more valuable? The thing it was built on. That's why real estate is such a big market, is because you're investing in infrastructure that other things are built on. So those are some great points, Smay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and actually one thing just to throw back, Jason Ox, I don't know if I pronounced your name right. He mentioned something that was a good thing that I want to bring up. Is both the Polkadot and Cardano are started by people who also work on Ethereum. So they're definitely like, they know what they're doing. Like they've learned from the mistakes that maybe Ethereum made. And now they went on to both make their own projects.
Absolutely.
Which from there we'll see where that goes. But I think I'm very excited to see where they go.
Yeah, and guys, I just want to stress that we can never make absolute certainties and guarantees in cryptocurrency markets pretty much any time in life, but also in cryptocurrency that you guarantee something, you are letting your pride get the best of you. And as we talk about, humility is one of the most important things that you will ever learn if you want to develop in wisdom. Someone once said that pride you can get a PhD if you're prideful, but you can't get wisdom without humility. I think that was Mike Patz actually that said that. That's a very important quote. Let me say that again. I'm going to say that twice so that you guys internalize that, because let's make that one of the big takeaways of this stream. You can get a PhD with pride. You cannot get wisdom without humility, and you need wisdom to be able to work in these markets. Wisdom is looking at the back end of the project, saying, what do the fundamentals look like? How is this project developing? What is this project doing that has industry application? How does this project change people's lives? How does it make money? How is it applicable to business? And when we look at Polkadot and we look at Cardano and we see, hey, these projects are founded by some of the co-founders of Ethereum, like Charles Hoskinson. I don't happen to know the founder of Polkadot.
Matthew Wood, I'm pretty sure.
Matthew Wood, okay. And Matthew Wood, you said, was one of the co-founders of Ethereum, right? Yes. So when you have those big names behind something like ADA and Polkadot, that's a very big deal. Not only does ADA and Polkadot have major industry applications, they are infrastructure that you can build other things on top of, like decentralized applications, but the teams also look fantastic. That is what you need in a successful project. So again, we can't make any guarantees. It is simply prideful of us to say Polkadot's going to $1,000. Gavin Wood. It is simply prideful of us to say, oh, we guarantee that Polkadot's going to go to $1,000 and Cardano's going to go to $50. We can't say that. That is not something that we can say with any certainty. However, we can say, based on what we can see, based on what is happening in the clouds, based on what our radar is seeing, based on what's going on with the water temperature, we can say a hurricane's coming with an 80% certainty. We can say with a large certainty that Polkadot and Cardano are going to do very, very well for themselves because of the technicals and the fundamentals that we see. So thank you guys so much for asking for Polkadot. We are going to do some technical analysis here on it in a second, but I want to answer any questions that we have. Smay, what do we got?
Yeah. Let's see. What are you guys asking? Let's see.
Someone said Major Wood was his uncle.
Yeah, no, I messed it up. Matthew Wood is he's the guy who voiced General Grievous in the droids.
Wait, what?
Matthew Wood is a guy who worked on Star Wars. He voiced the battle droids and all that stuff.
No. Think twice about what he said. He said Major Wood is his uncle.
Nice. Okay, guys. y'all some goofy goobers.
I had to repeat that. That was a funny joke. I'm not gonna lie.
Alrighty, so yeah, I'm not seeing any huge questions. Mostly people are asking about altcoins, so I'll just answer that real quick. We are gonna be exploring some more altcoins, so you guys can kind of just save that till we open the floor for altcoins. So you guys don't really need to ask about that yet.
Yep, we're doing Polkadot right now, so this is one of the first ones we're gonna do. Let's do some quick Polkadot technical analysis, guys. Blank to bank is the format of technical analysis where we take a completely blank chart and I show you how to do everything that you need to know in technical analysis. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this chart from being completely blank to showing you how to bank while trading and investing in it. So let's get started. The very first thing we do in blank to bank technical analysis is we establish our levels of support and resistance. We have a resistance level at $42.50, and that is where we need to start. That is an all-time high figure, I do believe. Yes, it looks like it is. And I also see a couple of other major levels of support. I see one right here. And by the way, guys, I have done technical analysis on Polkadot several times. Haven't done it in a while. This is fresh off the cuff. This is what it looks like when somebody who has been working in cryptocurrency markets for 3.5 years doing this every single day can look at a market and I can just say, boom, boom, boom. This is what I see. This is where I want you guys to get to, is to that place where you can just look at a market and you have something that I like to call chart vision. You can just see what the chart's screaming at you. Very first thing I see is this resistance level up here at $42.50 and a support level down here at 20. It's very close to 20, so I'm actually going to double click it, fill in the price, not $2,000, $20. That was a previous high. We rallied to it and tested it as resistance, and then we came up, bounced above it, and continued as support, so that is going to be an important level. The next thing I see is a level somewhere in here. I can't really tell exactly where I want to put it, so I'm going to zoom into the 4-hourly chart and see if there's a more clear picture. I would say it needs to go right around here. It looks like it's very close to $30, so I'm going to put this flat level at $30 on Polkadot. I also see this. We have an inverse head and shoulders pattern right here on the 4-hourly chart. This is a very bullish thing, and I'm also going to show something else is bullish. We have set a higher high. You might say that Polkadot's in a downtrend, but the fact of the matter is we just set this higher high up here above this one. That's a good thing. Polkadot just set a high at $38, and it had a high before at $35 about a day ago. That's a good sign, and in fact, we can also look at this high right here back on the 24th of February, just a couple weeks ago, about a week ago. We set a high of, looks like $36.80. We are just below that right now, testing it as resistance, but we did briefly break above it just a couple of hours ago. That's a very good sign, guys. Polkadot looks like it's in a decision point. Like we talked about earlier, you go into a downtrend, then before you go into an uptrend, of course, you have to trade sideways for a little while. Maybe you trade sideways for 5 minutes, but at the end of the day, generally speaking, in between an uptrend and a downtrend, or a downtrend and an uptrend, you are going to see some sideways trading. We had a downtrend, trading sideways. Now it looks like we're going into an uptrend. This market looks like it's primed for takeoff. Again, guys, I did not prepare for this technical analysis. We did not come into this studio this morning saying we're going to do Polkadot technical analysis. I haven't done analysis on this chart in 2 weeks. Everything I'm showing you right here is based off of the expertise I have in the market from working here every day for 3.5 years. And guys, I want to tell you something. I am at this point a professional technical analyst. However, the definition of a professional is someone who understands they have a lot to learn. So I don't say professional with any pride. In fact, I use it as an example of humility. Make sure you guys are remembering humility. That's one of the things we talked about earlier on in the stream if you're just tuning in. I do want to mention the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, though, guys, because there is a coupon code running for CT2A called SME the Tree.
SME the Tree, yes,
named
guys,
after our amazing moderator, researcher, and writer, Smay.
Yes, that is my gift to you guys. It's my gift to you guys.
It is his gift. We have a $75 off coupon code called SME the Tree that you can find in the description box down below if you're interested in joining CT2A, so you can learn how to do this blank-to-bank technical analysis. Everything we talk about in here, support and resistance levels, trend lines, chart formations, candlestick analysis, RSI, MACD, volume, moving averages, VPVR, Bollinger Bands, EMAs, all of that stuff. It's all talked about in CT2A. It's in this academy. If you want to learn technical analysis, I encourage you to invest in your education. It took me thousands of hours to learn this on my own. If I was making $10 an hour, I invested 2,000 hours to learn this. I could have made $20,000 working at McDonald's, but instead I'm going to give it all to you for the low price of $274 after you use the SME the Tree coupon code. Yep. Everybody who goes through the academy is always telling us great things about it. In fact, we got a comment, no, it was an email 2 days ago of someone saying, I made 2 trades with what I learned in CT2A, and I already made my money back. That's what we like to hear. That's exactly what we like to hear. Anyway, guys, moving on here, we have done some basic analysis on Polkadot. We want to zoom out now to the daily chart. Actually, I take that back. We want to stay here on the 4-hourly chart and see if we can find any trend lines. That's the next step of our blank to bank TA. I already see one, and it's right here, guys. This just jumps out at me. This is what I'm talking about with chart vision. You can see there's support levels here, here. This one almost came down, doesn't really count. And then we have some levels right there, there, and there. These are 5 levels that are defining this uptrend on Polkadot. Also, we have an uptrend right here of resistance that Polkadot was using as its tops. We see tops right here, here, and here. What this is, guys, is it's a broadening trading channel. It's a widening trading channel, as some people call it. This means that more volatility is coming into this market, and that generally signals strength in the trend. Guys, the cool thing about Polkadot right now, is that it actually looks a lot healthier than Bitcoin does. Its trend actually looks very strong right now. That's a good thing. That is something that people who are invested in Polkadot should be excited about. Give me a 1 in chat if you are invested in Polkadot. By the way, even though we can't predict the future with 100% certainty, from what we see, we here at this channel, I think, do have consensus that we stand behind the Polkadot project. Yes. I do think it's a good project, and it is one that we are probably about to get a big investment in, just so you guys know. I think Smay would be very happy if we did that. I'm thinking about getting bigger. I'm thinking about moving more company funds into Polkadot and into Cardano. Give me a 7 in chat if you think that's a good idea, and that's something that you would encourage us to do, guys.
Yes.
Also, I think we're about to do some altcoin technical analysis in a second. Yes. I have to finish this Polkadot TA, but if you want to go ahead and ask people what they would like to see.
Yeah, and I also do actually have some questions on, so if you want to answer those real quick for Polkadot. First question is, they want to know, in the same kind of rules that we talked about with Cardano, what is your kind of what do you think the highest price you see Polkadot probably hitting?
Sure. So let's jump back over to CoinMarketCap and let's look at something. Guys, I want you to take notice. Polkadot has a much lower supply than Cardano. I'm going to double this up and I'm going to show you real quick that Cardano has a much higher circulating supply. See this right here? We're on CoinMarketCap. This is, guys, this is absolutely fundamental. This is what, look, I don't mean to keep throwing it back to CT2A, but this is why we have a video in CT2A on CoinMarketCap and more. This video right here is ridiculously important because we talk about circulating supply and all this. If you don't know what this is, you will fail as a trader. Let me say that again. If you don't understand the concept of market cap, circulating supply, and price, and how those 3 work together, you will fail as a trader and investor. You will lose money, and you will leave the space upset. I promise you. I can guarantee it. If you don't understand that, you're going to fail. I'm just being completely honest. I'm saying that not out of hatred. I'm saying that so much out of love, guys. I want to see you guys succeed. I've seen so many people succeed. Please. Go look up how circulating supply, market cap, and price operate together. We do talk about that in CT2A. Absolutely fundamental. You just can't work in the space without knowing that. So with that said, circulating supply on Cardano was $32 billion ADA. There's 31.9, so let's call it 32 billion. Over on Polkadot, there's 914 million. Let's call it 1 billion for simplicity. That means there's 32 times as much Cardano in existence as there is Polkadot in existence. Have you ever wondered why it takes like 1,000 yen to make up $1, or why $1 is worth 1.6 euro? Have you ever wondered that? It's because there's a different amount of US dollars in supply than there are euros in supply, and a different amount of euros as there are yen in supply. That's why that price is different. It might still be just very useful for a currency because it doesn't change much, but the circulating supply of that currency is different. So as far as how far Polkadot can go, you can see here, if you don't understand market capitalization, you might not understand why this is, but if you do understand it, it makes total sense to you. Notice how Cardano is trading at $1.24. Polkadot's trading at $36.80. What gives? Why is Cardano number 3 and why is Polkadot number 2? For that matter, why is, let's say, Chainlink worth more than Litecoin? It's because you don't rank cryptocurrencies by their price. You rank it by their market cap. Look at market cap over here. 900 billion, 180 billion, 40 billion, 38 billion, 35, 33, 20. It's ranked by market cap because you need to look at the market cap. So let's start with what market cap we could see this project going to, and then back extrapolate what the price might go to. Cardano, we have talked about, will probably go to $5 in the next 12 months. That would put Cardano around $160 billion market cap. Guys, I will be completely upfront and honest with you in all humility. I don't know everything about what's going on in Polkadot. I don't know the fundamentals fully. I actually want your take on this also, Smay, because you helped to research for this show. What do you see in the fundamentals of Polkadot? And from there, let's come to a conclusion together about where we see Polkadot going.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very clear that they have a lot of very ambitious projects. And like some people mentioned in the chat, Polkadot right now is being there's a lot of developers gravitating towards it because of the fact that in terms of decentralized applications, right, beyond just decentralized finance, for decentralized applications, Polkadot is very efficient in that space for developing. So I think that we can definitely, I think the fundamentals are very clear that there's a lot of adoption heading towards Polkadot. There's a lot of developers developing things, which means we could, and especially with them developing Web 3.0.
Yeah, that's
even
huge.
Even if Web 3.0 becomes like a niche thing, right?
Yep.
That's still, like, that niche will still be
billions
worth
and billions and billions of dollars. Yeah, no, that's, and guys, I want to remind you also, there are 3 major decentralized application protocols right now. There's Ethereum, there's Cardano, and there's Polkadot. Let me back up. A decentralized application protocol is a cryptocurrency or a blockchain upon which you can build applications. Google Chrome is an application. Minecraft is an application. Streamlabs OBS is an application. CSGO is an application. I don't know, that file that you probably should delete on your computer, that's an application. These are applications. In the same way, you can build applications on Ethereum, Cardano, and Polkadot. There's a lot of major advantages to that we're not going to get into in this stream, but just know it's one of the fastest growing industries. It's called the blockchain industry. It's growing at a 30% CAGR every single year. What that stands for, it's a term used in business to measure the growth of industries. It's continual average growth rate. It's one of the top 5 fastest growing industries in the entire world right now is blockchain development. And the reason is because Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, and several other projects like Bitcoin are paving the way for cryptocurrencies and crypto decentralized application protocols like Ethereum, Cardano, and Polkadot. So when we talk about potential price targets for Polkadot, we have to break down the fundamentals. There's some foundation for our analysis. Where could Polkadot go? It depends on how well the market receives the products that they're creating, like Web 3.0.
For instance, and also just to answer a question, I saw. I'm sorry if I forgot your name, but he was asking. So how do you research fundamentals? What does that look like? And that being what I do, I will answer that question really quickly. The best thing to do when you're researching a project is, 1, find the project page. Usually they have a website, especially if it's a reputable project. They'll have the website. You want to look into, what actually is it? What is its application? What is it claiming to do? What will it do? And then from there, you look into the adoption. How many people have adopted it? How efficient is it at what it claims to do? And from there, there's so many resources, and then in that you follow the news of where's its development at. Yeah.
So just like with everything, guys, it starts with education. And to be honest with you, there's a question. It's called why ? It's a question that we use a lot here at our channel and in the business that we run here. We ask the question why all the time, because I believe that businesses are simply people coming together working in systems, and markets are the same way. It's simply people coming together working in a market. What's the key there? It's people. To understand people, you have to ask why. To understand a project, you have to ask why. To understand a chart, you have to ask why. If you have something you want to research, you have to start with a question. It might not be why, it might be what, it might be how, it might be when, it might be what. I'm missing one of the 5 whys or whatever. The point is, you have to start with a question. Whenever you see a project, the very first question you might ask is, what is this project? But even more importantly than that, you might start with the question, why is this project doing so well? That's going to give you so much more of a visceral answer. Have you ever asked someone a yes or no question? Like let's see, Smay, do you like basketball?
I love basketball.
Exactly. That was a dead end question.
I just went to an NBA game. Now last night,
yes, he went to an NBA game just last night. Yeah. That's a dead end question. He just said yes. Okay, great. There's no conversation there. Now instead, if I ask you, why do you like basketball so much?
That is a deep question. Yes,
Exactly.
yeah.
So it's a deeper question. In the same way, when you're researching a cryptocurrency or researching a project or researching fundamentals, I want you guys to start with a deep question that you can explore. Ask, why is this project doing so well? Ask a question like, for example, on Ethereum, ask, why is Ethereum worth $200 billion? Why is Bitcoin worth $900 billion? Why has Bitcoin rallied 1,000%? Why is Cardano going against the trend and rallying while all of the other major cryptocurrencies are in downtrend? Start with the question why. It's normally going to be the best question. Not just what. Don't just understand how blockchain works. Don't just understand how decentralized applications work. Understand why they are necessary. Start with those questions, and then the questions will lead you to the answers. Think hard about questions. The answers are on Google. It's not a problem of finding information anymore. It's a problem of finding what information matters, and the way you do that is by asking the right questions. I will tell you guys, your entire life can be changed if you start asking the question why. When you look at a kid, and this kid is just running all over the place, tipping stuff over, breaking stuff, learning, and that kid grows up to be a scientist, you say, wow, that kid's just a genius. No, it's not necessarily the kid's a genius. It's that the kid is curious.
Yeah.
What is the commonality of scientists? They're curious. What's the commonality of business? They're curious. What is the commonality of successful people? They're curious. They're curious. If I put my time here, what'll it do? If I put my interest here, what'll it do? If I mix this chemical with this chemical, what will it do? You have to be curious. Researching fundamentals starts with curiosity. It plays through asking good questions, and it expands upon finding those answers on the internet, which is just the most valuable resource that we've ever had. It's
honestly
ridiculous. So guys, start doing fundamental analysis. I can go into all kinds of things about reading white papers, looking at the teams. That is irrelevant. What's important is embracing the concept of curiosity, having humility. This is the theme of this whole stream, having humility in knowing that you don't have all the answers, and that I guarantee you the internet has more answers than you do. Asking the right questions, and then having the diligence to find the answers. That's a great question. I forgot who asked that, but that's a fantastic question.
Yeah, and also to go back to the previous question, just to cap that off with a nice bow. So where did you see Polkadot going? Where
do I see Polkadot going? I honestly, guys, I'm gonna have to go and do more research on Polkadot. We're both gonna research more into Polkadot and to get a better answer to this. As far as a cursory answer, I could very easily see Polkadot going to a couple $100.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the next year to the next 2 years. I could see Polkadot being a $200 to $500 billion market cap, which would put the price, and remember guys, when we're doing price predictions, we start with the market cap. We say, where do we think the market cap's gonna go? And then we calculate the price based off of that market cap prediction. If we see Polkadot going to a $200 to $500 billion market cap, we could see Polkadot going to a couple $100 over the course of the next several years. That would result in between a 200 and 1,000% return, and I think something similar is going to happen on Cardano as well. Is Polkadot a good investment? From what we know, yes, I believe that it is.
I think so too. Yep. Alrighty, so in terms of altcoins, are you ready to dive in some juicy altcoins?
I am absolutely ready. Let's do it.
All right, so just because I have a soft spot in my heart, somebody special asked for Nano. So
Nano.
Yeah, Nano. So I guess we can give Nano a shot. Just quick. Don't give it too much time.
Okay.
So just a little bit, a little quick gander at.
Can you give us any information on Nano before we start?
I do not. I've never really heard of it, so I'm gonna look it up.
I've heard of it. I'm not terribly familiar with it. As I said, guys, we are one of the things that I love doing here on this channel and during these streams is learning more about the markets. I'm learning with you guys. I don't want you guys to look at me as somebody who has all the answers. I want you to look at me as someone who is hungry for answers. That's what gives me authority here on this YouTube channel, is that I'm hungry for answers, and so I'm finding them and I'm helping to share them with you. I don't know much about Nano. In fact, I know almost nothing about Nano. We're going to do technical analysis on it because I know technical analysis, and we're going to go and look more into the fundamentals off stream.
Yeah, so I can go ahead and I can read you the brief bio for it.
Sure,
so
let's do it. Can I put that up on screen?
Yeah, I was on Coinbase just looking at it on Coinbase.
Let's see, Coinbase, Nano. Well, I can't log into Coinbase, so.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, well. Well, you will hear him read it, so that's okay.
So it says, Nano is a cryptocurrency that describes itself as a low-latency payment platform that requires minimal resources. Each address on Nano has its own blockchain, a structure known as a block lattice. Lattice, thank you. And users provide the how do you even say that? No, it says computational, but... Computational, thank you. I'm such a great researcher. Computational power required to verify their own transactions, allowing transactions to be processed without fees. I read like a toddler, by the way.
Interesting. No, it's good.
Yeah, okay.
That's really interesting, actually. Yeah, I'm definitely going to research this project a lot more because that means that Nano is attempting to be a currency. It's attempting to be a currency that helps with some of the major issues that Bitcoin runs into, like high fees, which is a result of a limited blockchain space. It sounds like Nano is attempting to pursue big solutions to some of the major problems that Bitcoin currently has. So that's interesting. Let's go ahead and do some technical analysis on it, and that starts with us looking at CoinMarketCap. Nano, ticker symbol Nano, pretty easy to remember there, has a volume of about $31 billion, a circulating supply of 133 million, and a market cap of $697 million. It is ranked number 82, had a massive rally at the end of 2017, and has been relatively stagnant as of recently, but it rallied about 600% over the course of the last couple of months. If we jump on over to our chart and we look at Nano, let's go ahead and do some blank to bank technical analysis on this. Remember, guys, blank to bank is the form of technical analysis where we take a completely blank chart and we run all the way through our technical analysis process so that we can get some information out of this and hopefully make a trade on Nano. So let's look. Our all-time high for Nano, or at least our local high, I think our all-time high for Nano was a lot higher than this, but at least our local high is $7.65. We also see that there's a level right here. And again, guys, I have not pre-analyzed this market. This is all live technical analysis. I've not looked at this market in a while. I remember doing analysis on this a couple years ago, have not analyzed it recently. We have an all-time high, or at least a local high, of $7.65. We have an important support level of $4.50. And if we go down to the hourly chart, you're going to see that fleshing itself out. I promise you. Yep, there we go. We see that there is a high right here and a high right here. We also saw some trading and a bounce and break right there and 2 levels of support right here. Nano has a very strong support level at $4. One thing I also noticed here on the hourly chart is that it seems like we're losing steam. We came down here, bounced, bounced. Have you ever dropped a basketball on the ground and watched it bounce big, bounce middle, bounce small, bounce tiny? That's kind of what we're seeing happen on Nano right now. Pull back, big bounce, smaller bounce, smaller bounce. That shows weakness in the trend. We're going to have to keep that in mind as we continue on with our technical analysis here. Now let's look for some trend lines and see if any of them jump out at us. I do see a trend line right here. This is a downtrending level of resistance on Nano. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where it should go, but it's probably right around here. The main point of this trend line is connecting these highs, it looks like, and seeing that Nano is in that downtrend. So it looks like Nano is in a descending triangle pattern. And as you guys know, who have gone through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, in this video on wedges and pennants, descending triangle patterns break bearish 70% of the time. That is that statistical and probabilistic analysis that you need to know, and that is important to keep in mind. Okay, so let's go back out to the daily chart and look at some of the technicals on Nano, starting with the RSI and MACD. RSI is pulled down to around 46 and bounced. That means it is in healthy territory to rally if the other technicals and the hype behind it allow. So the RSI looks okay. It's not really bearish, not really bullish. It's pretty neutral, not much to write home about there. MACD, on the other hand, is very bearish, but you can see the last 2 days have seen bullish convergence, and the MACD line and the signal line look like they're trying to cross each other. This is something to keep an eye on if you're an investor and a trader in Nano. If we do see a bullish cross on MACD, that would be an entry position. However, so long as MACD is bearish and we are below this downtrending level of resistance, you have to bet with the trend, and the trend is down. The long-term trend is up. If I point this out, you'll see that we have a long-term uptrend right here over the course of the last 2 months. However, this is something that our Nano traders and investors are going to need to keep an eye on. We have uptrending levels of resistance, uptrending levels of support. We're in an uptrending trading channel. Again, something else we talk about in CT2A is trading channels. We talk about it over here in our trend line video right there. If you notice, we're in this trading channel, and depending on how this market, Nano, breaks out of this little descending triangle pattern we just talked about, is going to dictate whether or not we stay in this market moving up or break bearish. If we break bearish here, the floor's falling out, and Nano's probably having a big correction. If Nano bounces and rallies here, and that MACD crosses bullish, it looks like it's going to be pretty healthy. Volume also is looking not great compared to what it was a little while ago, but compared to what it was in 2020, seems to be pretty healthy. TD sequential, let's see, nothing there to write home about. 20 exponential moving average. We can see we're using it as resistance. We are using it as support back here. Using it as resistance right here indicates we're in a downtrend, and if we reject off of it today, this is something that's going to happen today. If we do, probably moving to the downside. My analysis on Nano, guys, I like the idea of the project. We're going to do more research on it, and we'll get back to you on that. But as far as the technicals are concerned, Yes, it could go into a rally. The technicals are saying that more than likely we're probably going to have a break to the downside on Nano. But guys, remember, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That means for you investors that believe in the fundamentals, you'll get lower entries, places that you can get in the market, and for you traders, that might be a place that you could enter a short trade. So that's my analysis on Nano, and that is my opinion.
All right, so you ready for the next coin?
Sure. Well, I think we have time for one more.
Yeah, I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds so the feed catches up. So go ahead and start spamming your coins.
Yep.
Go ahead and start saying what you want to see.
And guys, make sure to hit that like button. I do apologize for the technical difficulties today. We're going to work as hard as possible off stream to get that corrected for tomorrow. Yeah. We take a lot of pride in the way that we make these streams, and it really does kind of hurt that the stream got messed up. That's just the way it goes sometimes, though, guys. That's just life. Things aren't always going to go well. Keep that in mind with your trading. You have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, we might have to take a trip to Best Buy here.
We might have to take a trip to Best Buy. You're absolutely right. Hopefully not, but we might.
Yeah, alrighty. Wow, the chat is blowing up. What do you say?
I see a lot of vet. A lot of people want to see
a lot of vet.
Oh, didn't we do VeChain yesterday?
We did do VeChain
guys,
yesterday.
we did VeChain yesterday. I'm going to have to direct you to yesterday's live stream.
Yeah, if you guys want to see VeChain, go ahead and check out yesterday. Other than VeChain, guys, what do you guys want to see?
And by the way, guys, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. We have a great show here that we work very hard on, and I actually take as much as we have a lot to improve. I'm very happy with where the show's going. If you are interested in learning more about the skills and the tools and the mindset required to reach financial freedom, it is our goal here as a channel to help you do that. If financial freedom is something that you want, which is definitely something that I know you want, we help to provide the skills and the mindset and the tools to reach that. Hit the subscribe button. It's totally free. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We got like 1,000 subscribers yesterday. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, guys. I'm seeing, like, I can barely interpret what's going on in the chat right now.
Chat's just going crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. Let's see. What are you seeing, Zach? I'm seeing Harmony.
What's that? Bitcoin is your daddy?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
I see some cake. Let's see. Link.
Okay.
Lots of links.
Lots of
links, guys.
A lot of links.
All right. Let's go. Let's
look at some Chainlink.
Take a little
this is a market I've done technical analysis on recently. Chainlink is ranked number 8. It is up 10% today. It's trading at $30, and it has a market cap of $12 billion. It's in the top 10, and I'm not terribly familiar with this project, but I think it's actually a pretty strong fundamental base. May, do we know anything about Chainlink?
I'm pretty sure I read about it here. Let me refresh my mind. It's hard to keep track of all these altcoins.
There are a lot of altcoins, guys. You got to bear with us. There's
so many.
Like, I know all of you guys have like your favorite picks of altcoins. Just keep in mind, guys, that we're human too. You probably only know a lot about 2 or 3 altcoins. We don't know everything about every single altcoin. I haven't seen anybody like bashing us in the chat for that. I just want to remind you guys that there is a lot of altcoins to keep up with.
Yeah, okay. So Chainlink is an Ethereum token.
Gotcha.
It says this network allows smart contracts on Ethereum to securely connect to external data sources, APIs, and payment systems.
Cool.
So I guess it's a link.
It's a link. Haha, it's a link. It's a link for chains. That's where that name comes from. How about that? Oh, look at this. I actually still have technical analysis on Chainlink. We were doing technical analysis on Chainlink a few days ago. I remember this because we had to not use the Kraken chart because Kraken had that giant scam a couple weeks ago that liquidated some of our friends. Any hooser, I don't like this chart. This has a bunch of random volatility. Let's see if I can find something else. Here, Bitfinex. This is a better chart. Okay, guys, so the very first thing we have to do looking at Chainlink is I want to go down to like the 5-minute chart because you guys said it was having a breakout. Looks like Chainlink is actually moving quite fast right now. It's up 5% in 50 minutes. That's crazy. It's rallying very quickly. Just broke $30. I think it was at $20. Yeah, it's already up like $1 since we just started talking about it. Definitely having a big rally. That is awesome. For everybody who is invested in a Chainlink and you were loving the project, drop a 1 in chat if you were excited.
Hey, like the stream if you like Chainlink.
Like
guys.
the stream if you like Chainlink. Consider linking your mouse button to the like button.
Yeah, that was a bit of a stretch, but I'm going to go with it.
That was a bit of a stretch, but I'm going to go with it too.
Let's go.
Hit that like button. It's totally free. Anyway, guys, we have resistance up here at $35.50 on Chainlink, and we also have support right down here around $24.50 on Chainlink. This is the beginning of our blank to bank format format of technical analysis. Remember, guys, we have to start by figuring out where our support and our resistance is, and then we can move on with our TA. So we have support and resistance right here. I also see that there's a strong uptrend on Link right here that unfortunately Link is no longer holding. This is what you have to be careful about with these strong uptrends, is that sometimes they're going to break bearish catastrophically because the market just can't sustain it. That's what happened here with this really strong uptrend, and Link just flash crashed down below it for a couple of days, pulling back to around $25 where it stabilized. The fact that we had a big flash crash on Chainlink here and it stabilized around $25 indicates to me that Chainlink is actually not very overextended, fundamentally speaking. A lot of these other projects like Cardano have rallied well over 1,000% in the last 360 days. Chainlink has rallied a lot, but not quite as much. So I think Chainlink might actually be deserving of a lot of the market cap it has. That's just an early, some early analysis I see on this. Also, RSI is bouncing. We're sitting at 55, and obviously the last hour has brought a lot of bullishness for Chainlink, and so too the MACD is looking very bullish on Chainlink. Looks like we're having convergence of the MACD. Remember, guys, MACD stands for moving average convergence divergence. You're looking at how those moving averages are converging and how they're diverging. At this moment, they are converging, and that is a good thing. This could lead to Chainlink rallying all the way to $35 and beyond. I'm actually going to try and figure out a price target for Chainlink here because I think it's something that you guys are going to be interested in. Guys, I'm not the most familiar with Chainlink's fundamentals, but I just have a feeling that Chainlink has the capability to go to $50. I'd love to hear your opinion on that, Smay and Zach.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very much a possibility. I like Jeb said, I'm not very familiar with Chainlink, to be honest with you guys.
Give us some information and tell us what you guys know about Chainlink in the chat. Let's use the chat to educate some of our people on it.
Yeah, so this is definitely one that's very popular, and I'm gonna take some time to research more more thoroughly. But for the most part, yeah, I don't know much about Chainlink, so I couldn't really give in good conscience a prediction. So
good deal. All right, guys. Well, we have been streaming for how long now?
80 minutes.
80 minutes. Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap the stream out and see if we can't fix up this camera and figure out these technical difficulties. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I appreciate having Smee the Tree and definitely totally not High Zach here to help moderate the chat. He has been filling in for Smee, who is filling in for our producer, who is filling in for our other producer. There's a lot of people out right now. Everybody got sick. It's really unfortunate. But that's okay, guys. That's how that goes. I hope you guys did enjoy today's stream, even with the technical difficulties. Like the stream if you haven't already. And like I said, consider subscribing to the channel. It's totally free, and our mission here is to help provide you with the tools and the mindset to become financially free through trading and investing in cryptocurrency markets. If that's something that you're interested in, consider joining the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. This CT2A is the course that we offer that thousands of students have gone through and are making profit with every single day. In here, I condense thousands of hours of education and learning and experience and expertise in cryptocurrency markets into one program. We have thousands of students going through this. Give me a 1 in chat if you're a CT2A alumni and you love it. If you're interested in joining, we have a coupon code called SMEETheTree. You can see how to spell that in the description box down below, and you can sign up with that for $75 off at checkout. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's stream. If you did enjoy today's stream, hit the like button, but that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Boom. Got the snap.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.